I thought this match was another great one, another fun match. I think the ending was a little weird. It didn't really lead to a finish, but overall, these guys were brutal. They're two of the biggest monsters in the company. We saw the three big monsters wrestle tonight. Last night we saw Cage, and we saw Miro and Lance, and I think that overall, I was surprised at how big of a pop Miro got. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. We saw it on Friday, when we heard the Miro's going to kill you chants against Dante.
Yeah.
Fans are smart. Fans are not. Yeah, they're smart.
They get it. Especially AEW fans are smart. I've gotten some arguments with some non-smart fans today, but I think that the fans that were at the arena last night were very smart. And man, Miro just looks like a guy. Okay, they're going all in again. It's
good.
It's something. I'm kind of bummed that Lance kind of got fed to the wolf here. Because that seems to happen to him all the time. That's like his thing now. But I'm very happy that they didn't immediately pull the plug on Miro too. So I'm happy and I'm bummed just because I would have been okay with either of these guys winning. I think that both of them are bankable superstars. And I think that it was interesting that Jake got involved. When Jake got involved, and Miro just threw his snake out.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
dude, that was like something else. I was like, "Holy smoke!" Talk about a nuclear heat moment where you're like,
and he got cheered.
Yeah, I got cheered. Like he just took the bag with the snake and launched it as far as he could. I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" I
was like, "No!"
Oh my god!
The commentary was like, "By God!" and everybody was just cheering for him. And I was like, "Man, like this match is not going how they expected." Which is funny. I like that it worked like that, and I'm curious to see if they do pivot here with Miro at all, just because of how much he's getting pops.
That's a good question, because I think this would be a great bigger topic discussion now that fans are back pretty much close to full force. Who do you see naturally transitions to babyface heel?
All the championships right now are on heels.
I know, but based on crowd reaction, obviously we talk about DMD clearly. Now Miro, getting the huge pops, the Acclaim getting huge pops, 2 or 3 huge heels in the pandemic era of fans. Now that our fans are out, boom, you have this massive pop by smart AEW fans.
You're right.
And so who do you, and then there could be pops that you would expect that you don't get, for someone I don't know. I don't have any specific examples. I didn't expect to hear the Varsity Blondes get such a big pop.
Huge pop.
So
huge pop
obviously they're very, very likable, but so Bonds, I mean, you can continue your thought, but this match started off so strong. It was awesome. I liked how Lance started right off the belt. The crowd was hot for both guys right away, and then you can feel a transition of the crowd right away. Murderhawk showing his agility. He attempted that moonsault. He did that backflip tightrope walk. It was awesome, man. Truly monster versus monster. And this was the hardest one for me to watch, because this is obviously a dream match on paper, but I kept saying, you rushed it. Slow it down. Stretch it out.
Stretch it out.
Yeah,
baby.
So it was really brutal. I thought it was going to go to a time limit draw, because they brought it up. The announcers were like, oh, this is different than other pay-per-view events because the TNT title has 20-minute time limit matches. So I was like, okay, they're covering their tracks. Maybe it will be a time limit draw, as it should. And then Bonds, you got up, you're like, this was kind of an abrupt finish when we were talking, and maybe Archer got hurt or something. I don't know. Did you see anything that really could have triggered a quick? I thought it was a relatively quick finish, because Archer was fighting back. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, when he yanked it back, he was just out pretty quick. He almost got out of the hold.
The game over is quickly becoming, especially with the new intensity that Miro's locking that baby in, that is quickly becoming one of the more fierce and scary finishers in all of AEW, man. He did have it locked in the Murder Hawk when he was trying to put it, and Lance was starting to break away. But as soon as Miro transitioned into the full body arc, it was over, man. And for me, I feel like Miro is a guy who his natural charisma, he's proven time and again, the crowds just love the guy. It doesn't matter what gimmick he has. It doesn't matter if he's a video gamer, if he's a Bulgarian brute. It doesn't matter. The guy just oozes natural charisma. He gets it. And throughout this match, he's come on, go. He knows how to get a live crowd fired up and amped up. I love that about him. And so there's a natural for him, even though he took Damian and launched him about 50 yards up stage, he could beat up Jake. He could beat up a Hall of Famer. People just love the guy because he's naturally funny. Yeah. He's just naturally a charismatic guy. And I think that the same thing we're finding with the DMD. She could tell me to my face, you're a fat, dumb Mark. And I'd still think, you're awesome. Thank you. There's just certain characters in the landscape and you just know, SPD, when you meet people, there's certain people who just are charismatic. They know how to steal the room whenever they're in it. Miro's that kind of guy. He's just naturally hilarious. It's no wonder why he's the TNT. Having him be on these crossovers with TNT for the NBA, went viral, talking about how he could bench press Luka Doncic, 75 times. And he just is naturally a funny guy. And so I get why Miro won this one, even though we're Murder Hawk maniacs here at Dynamite Download. When you look at the TNT Championship and what it represents, you need a guy who can transcend wrestling. And Murder Hawk is a guy who I love his work. I think that he's incredibly intelligent. I think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for creating a layered character who can be babyface 1 minute and then heel the next minute, and who could lose multiple big matches in the course of his career and still feel like a big deal. I mean, he's lost to Cody, he's lost to Moxley, he's lost all these big opportunities, and he's still. I know Lance is going to recover from this just fine. I have less worry about him than I thought I was going to. Mm-hmm. I was worried about them booking themselves into a corner.
Sure, me too.
With Lance and Miro here, and knowing Murder Hawk's story, seeing him come up short over and over again, I thought that would hang like a black cloud over him moving forward if he lost this match. After seeing the way it played out, I don't see that. I think that he's going to recover just fine. I think that he's just got this natural presence to him. He's so unique in the landscape of AEW when it comes to big men. I think he's going to be fine. I do. I think it's going to take some time for him to be believable as a challenger for a title again. But I also think that, Lance has made us forget rather quickly in past big matches that he's lost, that he lost them. Yeah. He just has this dominant presence to him that I think when you combine that with his awesome entrance theme, his intensity, there's a lot there that I still think he'll be able to navigate this and come out looking good at the end. I do.
Yeah, I mean, this was Archer's double or nothing because he had 2 shots at the TNT title chant and nothing. So it's a
good point.
Tough predicament for that. Without overthinking this, specifically directing this comment to Crayfish, we'll start with Bonds. Who do you want to see Miro face next as not a necessarily nothing against Dante Martin, not as a Dante Martin competitor, as a legitimate competitor that when they lose, because Miro's going to be go on a tear. When they lose, it won't hurt him as bad. Who would you want to see? Yes, maybe all out Brian Cage, but too soon. At the short term, who would you like?
Max Caster.
Okay.
I think that'd be really fun because Miro, if he is transitioning potentially as a babyface, I would like to see Max kind of go in on him, make fun of him a little bit, maybe call back.
I would love it.
Call back some stuff that happened in WWE because there was some funny storylines with him at the very end there.
Yep.
You could kind of play that up, and I think that Miro could kind of go over against him, could go over as a face, and that's how he's a guy that I think that you could really push Miro, because Max gonna get those pops when he's doing his raps, but I think in the ring he's still gonna be heel. and he's still going to get that heel.
His wrestling style, his wrestling style too, Bonds. That's a good call because like his wrestling style is still very like slow down heel tactics. And when you talk about a guy like Miro and his big personality, you got to have somebody who can hold up to that. You can't have somebody who's just kind of like in the back, like who could get overshadowed so easily by a guy like Miro, his charisma and over the top sense. So I think Caster's a great pick by you because he feels like he's on the ascent. And just getting those kind of opportunities will be really good for him in his credibility long term.
Sure.
And I think that the promo work would be fantastic between those two guys. That's a great pick by you. Honestly, that was my first thought.
Okay.
Was Max. I think that's a great pick by Bonds. Other than that, dude, I think like honestly, I really dig the way that I think that the Dark Order needs something. So I think that 10 is a guy who
I was going to say 10
would be a really interesting matchup just because like not just because of the Dark Order and not like they're kind of in a murky like where are they going stage of their careers. But I feel like the 10 versus Miro from a body standpoint, from a power standpoint,
it would be fun.
I think that would be really fun. I think if Miro's title reign has more of Hoss battles than like him just destroying little guys like Dante, I want to see more of that. I want to see him take on a Powerhouse Hobbs. I want to see him take on a Preston Vance. I want to see him go toe to toe with Brian Cage down the road. I want to see those Hoss battles.
I would love to see just for pure battle. Obviously, it won't be more of a stretch feud like a Luchasaurus versus Miro, and more of a feud. Feud would be like fun with Penta. I think like because Penta's in ring comedic like stuff and like joking around,
very
and
charismatic showman,
very
good call.
Yes, and so I think that would be pretty funny. Like Miro would like.
I like that.
Not take that and like just kick him in the face and like not let him get that. So I think Penta, Luchasaurus, 10, Max, those are all great ones for sure.
I like all those picks, man. Those are all really good picks. Thinking like you just said. I mean, you think about can you imagine Penta's chops to Miro's chest? Like those two could go at it. Like, and that's what I want to see. I want guys that I think we all named guys. That would push Miro in different areas. Bonds was definitely thinking about like from a personality standpoint, Max Caster and Miro would be a great fit, like from a promo battle and like personality. But you and I are in lockstep, SPD, guys that could push Miro in the ring. Luchasaurus against him would be fun. Like I think that Penta is a great pick, even though he's not this big powerhouse. His offense, his strikes are scary good, dude. That would be a really good matchup. I like that.